Now, though, to the epic dysfunction playing out in Washington, a sort of theater of the absurd that might actually be amusing if the stakes weren't so high for the rest of us.
That's right. 2 days left until we all go over the fiscal cliff, which would mean everyone's taxes will go up and sharp spending cuts will go into effect. That could drive our economy back into recession. So let's go to ABC News Chief White House correspondent Jon Karl, who's filling in today for George Stephanopoulos as host of ABC's This Week.
Hey, John, good morning. I know today and tomorrow, obviously, hugely important. Can you sort of walk us through the potential order of operations? What could we see play out today and tomorrow?
Well, it is right down to the wire, Dan. What's happening right now is Harry Reid and Mitch McConnell, the top Democrat, top Republican in the Senate, are still negotiating their staffs at this hour. They are supposed to be working until about 3 o'clock this afternoon when the plan would be presented to both caucuses. As we understanding, what they are talking about is the bare minimum. Basically, the Senate negotiating to extend those tax cuts for everybody making under $250,000 a year and do extend unemployment benefits. They're talking about trying to do something to stop the automatic spending cuts that go into effect, but don't expect a deal on that. Now, Dan, if a deal can be reached today, the Senate would begin looking at it, begin debating it, and then you would see vote tomorrow in the Senate and possibly a vote tomorrow in the House, because as you know, if we get to Tuesday without any of this happening, off the cliff.
And John, you say off the cliff by Tuesday, just 2 days left. How damaging would it be if we do indeed go off the cliff, even if we just bungee jump back up with some sort of mini deal a few days or even a couple of weeks from now?
Well, the impact on everybody's taxes could be limited if they can come back in the next week or so and make it retroactive. You could have a situation where people's paychecks aren't immediately affected. But look, the effect on the economy here, Bianna, as you know full well, is the uncertainty. Because even if they get a deal, one of these mini deals, we're still going to have an epic battle coming up early into the new year over raising the debt ceiling, because the federal government is once again reaching the limit of how much money can be borrowed, once again facing the possibility of the United States defaulting on its debts. And, you know, last time that led to a credit downgrade. Certainly not good news for the economy.
It's like we lurch from one crisis to the next. John, one last quick question. There's also talk this morning about a dairy cliff involving our milk prices going up. Is this real? Is this likely to happen?
Isn't this great? Dan, if Congress does not act by tomorrow, your milk prices could, in fact, double. By the way, cheese prices as well. But once again, we believe that the Congress will come up with some kind of a solution on this, at least a temporary one. But again, down to the wire. They need to pass a farm bill, or at least a temporary farm bill, to prevent those milk prices from going up.
All right, D.C. forcing tax increases and lactose intolerance on America this morning. Jon Karl, thank you very much. John, by the way, has a big show this morning. Senators Chuck Schumer and Jon Karl debating the cliff. That's later this morning on This Week.